Yo, what's up y'all? Today I'm going to show you two of the best methods on how to farm gems in AOTR, and just a fair warning that this is sort of like endgame for players that are higher, not really necessary for newbies because you're going to require a little bit of endgame items. Alright, so starting with the first method, you will need a Colossal Serum, but don't click off yet. If you don't have one, just use a female serum and skip ahead to the video because I'll be showing the other method with a female serum. But if you guys do have this, we'll be going over the Breach Ganshina mission, and I'll be showing you my build for the Colossal. So first, for the skill tree, we're going to be going right, left, left. And next onto the perks. I am Fritz, so I do have a bit of extra slots, but I'll show you some of the key ones that you want to have. For sure, you want to have Art of War because it gives you extra shifter damage. Likewise, you want to have Founder's Blessing. It increases all stats by 15%. I use Immortal for my health one. You can use whatever, that doesn't necessarily matter. I use Soul Feed to see the Titan, again, doesn't really matter. But really important, you want to have Munitions Master or the other one that gives you an extra spear count, because you're going to be wanting to kill more Titans, so that way you don't have to stick in your Colossal form for a while. And then lastly, you have Adaptation. Again, this doesn't really matter. But, you know, the key ones, Founder's Blessing, Art of War, and Munitions Master, or the other one, like I mentioned. Alright, so now moving on to the artifacts. First, you're going to definitely want to have a Crystal Necklace. This is going to give you extra damage, and also you're going to roll shifter damage substats for sure. You want these. And for, like, the helmet, whatever it is, I use the Crown primarily before the Luck boost. You could use Colossal Scars, but I find that it doesn't really make much of a difference, and it's better to have an extra luck boost because you can get more rare drops like the halos, the angel halo, and you can sell that for even more gems. Alright, now so for the memories, you're definitely going to want Gem Fiend because this is going to give you 10% more gems, right? It stacks with your mission streak, so definitely you're going to want to have a high kill streak around like 2,000, I think, where it caps out. So make sure you get around like 2,000 first. And then next, we're going to be Gambler, Tactician, Apotheosis, and Quake Strike. Those are pretty important to kill your Titans, pretty fast. Alright guys, so before you start, you want to make sure that you're in a private server, because private servers give you 5% extra luck, and that luck can help you get halos or, you know, even rare items to sell for gems. If you don't have a private server, just low-key steal one off the Discord. You know, people post it everywhere, right? I don't think they really matter. They don't really care. Regarding modifiers, you want to have Nightmare on. This is the only one you're going to need because it allows you to kill the Titans faster. Alright, so you're going to immediately skip and you want to get over to this wall. Now, you want to make sure that you get all the Titans in one spot. So you can flare, you know, gather them all. Alright, so at this part, you're going to want to use your leftover spears and clear the first remaining wave and a half. Because after you clear the first remaining wave and a half, you can shift. And when you shift, you'll be able to kill all the remaining Titans in one go. Alright, so now that I cleared the majority of them, I'm just going to use my bomb, my Colossal Bomb, and it'll clear them all out. Alright, and as you guys can see, that only took around a minute and a half. So on average, you know, around a minute and a half to 2 minutes. And I got 508 gems, but you usually get less than that, like twice the less than that. This is just twice the more, because I'm pretty sure you get twice the amount of gems every like 5 matches or something around that. But again, reminder, I do have Fritz, I have a high kill streak, and I do have the gem free memory. Now, if you don't have Fritz, you'll just get 10% less than this, but you still get a relatively high amount. After doing some advanced calculations, it turns out that with Fritz, you'll gain about 12,000 gems per hour, and without Fritz, you'll gain around 11,000. And keep in mind, this is excluding any drops that you gain. So for example, say you get like a Serum or like a Halo or even like legendary perks, those will boost your gems significantly. Alright, so now moving on to the female Serum method, we're going to be farming the female raid. And I'm just going to warn you beforehand, this is entirely luck based, so that's why it ranks below the Shiganshina method. But it also is high risk, high reward. You could make a lot more gems, or you could make a lot less. It really depends on your luck, like I said. Alright, now getting onto the build, the skill tree is the exact same. Right for lower CD, left for higher damage, and left for tanking so you don't die that much. Moving on to the perks, yes, I am Fritz, but you don't need it. You could be Lionheart and it so works. Let me just tell you the important ones that you do need for the perks. Firstly, offensively, you need Art of War, right? Punching speed and shifting damage, very important for a female build. Body slides can be Founder's Blessing. Similarly, we increase all tiny stats by 15%, but importantly, we're going to increase our Awakening bar 35% faster. That's pretty important. Now, defense, you can use Immortal and Adaptation if you're Fritz, but if you're not Fritz, if you're using Lionheart, you must always go with Adaptation. Adaptation is very important because it will make us immune to Aaron and Annie's attacks, so that we can just continue attacking them without getting knocked back. And for the support slot, Font of Inspiration, very important, right? This is going to stack with Tactician, and it's going to make our orders multiply by 1.5x. And additionally, if you are Fritz, right, I recommend the other support slot being Peerless Commander. This just even multiplies everything further, right? It's going to make it even more overpowered. Now for the artifacts, 100% you're going to use the Crystal Necklace. This is essential, right? It's going to increase punching speed, increase the damage, and also you're going to roll substats, shift your damage as well. This is just going to increase everything much more further. Next, for the hat, 100% use the crown. Primarily for the luck boost, you need the max amount of luck, like I said, for this method, so there's no reason not to use the crown. You're also going to roll for whatever you want, but I find that rolling for extra shifter damage makes the build much more effective. Regarding the memories, there are 4 essential ones that you want to have: Gambler, Tactician, Apotheosis, and Furry Forge. These are very, very important, especially Apotheosis. You're going to need this. And for the last one, it could be whatever you want it to be. I just have Cooldown Blitz because this makes the process a little bit faster sometimes. Okay, so before you actually load into the game, for one, you want to make sure that you're in a private server. This is going to give you 5% extra luck. You also want to make sure that you popped a 2x luck potion. This is going to give you even more luck, and this is probably the most important one that you're going to want to have. And for modifiers, you're going to rock Nightmare, Oddball, Injury Prone, Chronic Injuries, and Fog. And if you're using Fritz, and if you're good, you need to use Time Trial. This is going to give you 7.5%. But if you aren't Fritz, or you're not good, and you're on Lionheart, definitely take this off, because you're not going to be able to clear it with this on. Alright, so now that you're in, you want to make sure you do not skip. And you got to make sure that you don't miss any of the quick time events, because you need all of your shifting bar right away. Now we gotta go quick. Immediately pop your flares, and then you're gonna shift. This is why we have the memories, and this is why we have Founder's Blessing, so we can go right away. And you're just gonna kill her, and you're gonna kill them really fast. Alright, so that was pretty quick right there. Let's see if I get anything good. Alright, so absolutely bad. Trash in the first chest. Anything? Oh, we got a serum. Alright, first run, we got a serum. I was hoping for the Duex cosmetic, but hey. So as you can see, we only took around a minute and 30 seconds. And, you know, sometimes I can even get like a minute and 20, a minute and 19. Right, it really depends if Aaron screams or not, because he did hear, right? Also depends on how fast you're like clicking. And as you can see, I used all these modifiers. So as I mentioned again, remember, this is very luck dependent, right? I could have gone absolute jack, and I couldn't have gotten the serum, but because I got the serum, I just made 7,500 gems in a minute and 30. It's also very important to mention that having +1 drops is going to be a very critical way to boost your odds. And, you know, doing some advanced calculations, you'll see the major difference. So for case 1, if you don't have the game pass and you're very unlucky, you'll average around 28,000 gems per hour. But if you're very unlucky and you have +1 drop, this could be around 38,000. Now if you're really lucky and you don't have +1, you could gain around 60,000 per hour. If you're very lucky and you do have +1, you could gain around 81,000 gems per hour. Again, this is entirely luck based. This is why I don't really recommend it. I mean, if you're a gambler, go ahead and do it. But if you want consistent gems, then 100% Shiganshina method is the right one. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's the preference. You guys do you. If you like the video, like it, thumbs up. Oh my god, and subscribe.